Yeah. Hey everyone. My name is Hasnen, and I work here as a Flutter engineer. I just joined 1 month back, and I started working as a full-time Flutter developer. I'm working with Flutter from the beta stage, and yeah, I was just experimenting, but now I'm working as a full-time Flutter developer. That's my Twitter handler. You can go ahead and follow me. Uh, Today I'm going to talk about NativeBase. Uh, Most of them sitting over here might be knowing what is NativeBase, but who doesn't know? It's a design system and a component library, which is well known in the React Native and React. I also got a chance to explore this in the last hackathon, which was done by NativeBase. And finally, I got a chance to work with a NativeBase in Flutter. So we are doing a couple of experiments to get to know what could be the helpful side of NativeBase in Flutter. So yeah, I will be sharing what we have done till now, and maybe at the end of this talk, I can take an input from Flutter developers whether this is going to be useful or not, or maybe what can we add as a in a Flutter ecosystem. Right. So Sanket made a tweet about we are experimenting NativeBase into the Flutter, and there's a couple of code snippet. And what I love about the community is we have not even started yet, we have not even published yet, and people are like, we want to contribute, we want it as an open source. So that is a great thing about the community, right? So as a Flutter developer, I want to this is not visible. There's a button over here, and as a Flutter developer, I want to have an outline button, right? And I need to write this much line of code to have this button rendered into a Flutter. And I would say this is a pain for a Flutter developer to develop such button, such small button, and we need to have this done implemented every time. So yeah, this is as I said, this is the button, and we need to write this much line of code to get implemented into the button, and this is so bad for rapid development. But in NativeBase, this is the line of code and you get the same button. So it's obvious that we need to have such kind of thing as a Flutter developer to do a rapid development where we don't need to write those line of code again and again, right? So this is what we are trying to do in the Flutter, because again, Flutter doesn't have a library based ecosystem where a Flutter developer will go ahead and search for a library where they will have such rapid development. Flutter developer or the developer who are working with Flutter will always work with the material or the Kubernetes library, because since that is not accepted, or that ecosystem is not there in the Flutter. But yeah, this is what we are trying to do, that just putting a variant over here as an outline, and we get the button outline right away. So it's just like changing a variant from different variant. So I have a small video which I will show. So this is what we have done right now. We have a NativeBase app, and inside that we can have our own theme injected. So it's not like we are overriding a material-based theme, but we are giving a developer that they can use a native-based theme as well as a material theme. So they can use both theme throughout their app, right? So now you can see we have both theme available. The one is native-based theme, and that is injected into the context, whereas we have a theme which is material-based theme, which is also available for the developers to use it. So there is no constraint to use material theme as well as the native-based theme. So we have both into the context, into the widget tree. Right. So this was I was talking about. So I want to change a variant of the button, and I just say it to solid, and I have a solid variant right away. If I want same way, if I want an outline, the outline variant is available. Now in Flutter, if you are a Flutter developer and you want to change it, you need to use a new widget. Let's say a text button or an outline button, or maybe a elevated button. So these small things are so much painful for the Flutter developers to change things and make it work. So maybe having these things as a native, like what NativeBase is trying to do, will really help for a rapid development. Also, if we want to change the size, we always need to change a padding inside the button, or maybe we need to wrap a container with a padding to change the size. But over here, if you just change the token of the size from LG to SM, and your size will be getting changed right away. Right. So this was all about the Flutter. We also have a cool packages from the GeekyAnts available on GitHub, and those are open source. So I would like a Flutter developer to go and explore, and they can also have a great contribution to the Flutter packages. Like as Pushkar mentioned, we have a Flickr video which is quite famous and which is doing very great. Same way we have many other packages. So please go ahead and explore those packages, and you can go ahead and contribute to the That's all from my side. And if you have any questions or you have any additions that we can add into the native base, I'm ready to take up and we can discuss on it.